Good morning, everyone, or should I say good afternoon? It is 1 o'clock, right on the dot. Today is March 8th, 2026. Spring is upon us. Woohoo! Into the home run. I'm ready for that cold weather to be gone. However, I'll be honest, I'm not ready for storm weather, and we've already started it. So I think it's going to be a long, stormy season. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to do some technology stuff, so just bear with me real quick. I want to make sure that I am live and in the right place. One moment. Okay, I'm in the right place. I'm turned the right side way. Let me turn on live chat. Can you guys hear me? That's the question. One moment. Yep. Okay, I think we're good. And I think it looks good. It looks like I'm straight. All the good stuff. Okay, so I wanted to sneak in a St. Patrick's Day or good luck card. And of course, in doing that, this stamp set and punch bundle is no longer available. It sold out like last week. Seriously, guys. That stuff drives me crazy because I want to be able to show you guys products that you can purchase. I had a friend on my Stampin' Up! Team that ordered the bundle because it said it was there. And then the punch arrived, but the stamp didn't. And I guess the website was wrong, so they refunded her money, but she can't get the stamp set. So, and it was, I don't know if it had moved to the last chance list or I'm not really sure, but it's no longer available. However, the reason why I'm showing you such an old product, because this came out last spring. I want to say it was in our mini catalog. And of course, I got it just right in time for St. Patrick's Day. Like it was almost, because you guys couldn't order it, it was almost like the timing wasn't right. So I thought, that's okay. I can use it for other holidays. I'll just save it for next year. Well, now it's on the do not, you can't order it. However, have any of you had a chance to look at our March online exclusives that came out March 2nd? There are a lot of them. And one of them is this Good Luck stamp set. I love the saying, lucky to be friends, you're gold, good luck. I love the little pot with the coins. So this is on my want list. I have not turned in a March order yet, which normally I send in my order on the 2nd or 3rd, right as everything is coming out. But on stage is this coming Thursday and Friday, which means the new catalog is coming out, and as a demonstrator, I can pre-order from that catalog. So I want to wait as long as I can till, this coming Thursday and Friday, and just have to turn in one order. So, because we'll have our new in colors, there's new ink pads. I think you guys are really going to love the style, especially if you have like arthritis or hand problems. The ink pads are much easier to use. They're very, very, very similar to the Close to My Heart stamp pads, if you guys have any of those. So, anyway, like I said, I haven't gotten this stamp set yet. I tried to borrow it from a friend, but no one had ordered it yet. So, but once I get it, it's going to be too late to show you a St. Patty's Day card with it. So just know you can make this card using this product. And then I'll be jealous because I won't have it yet. Ay. Timing, it's everything. Okay, let me move this out of the way real quick. How many of you guys make good luck cards or St. Patrick's Day cards? How many of you celebrate St. Patty's Day? I would love to know. I don't make a whole bunch of cards, but I do like to throw in a few. Okay, so just some housekeeping rules. Stampin' Up! Has something for everyone. I talk about it every week. There are 3 different levels of creativity. There are our step-by-step instruction kits. We have them in scrapbooking form and card form. So the scrapbooking kits are called workshop kits, and they have the step-by-step instructions to make these 3 2-page layouts. Now, do you have to make it like that? No, but you can. And then, of course, we have our brown box card kits. We come out with these at least 2 every month, sometimes 3, depending on what's going on in the Stampin' Up! World. Always go to stampinup.com to check out the latest and greatest what's new products so that you don't miss anything. Now, we also have our paper pumpkin, which is the subscription monthly kit. It's kind of a surprise that comes to your door every month, so you don't really know what you're getting. These, you know exactly what's coming in it. They usually make 9 cards, 3 of 3 different designs. Hopefully that makes sense. The kits for the paper pumpkins, we get little sneak peeks. We don't always get to see what's in them, but the sneak peek for the one that we're in right now is the Fluttering Garden. Now, you have to be subscribed by March 10th, which is Tuesday. So if this is one that you're thinking, ooh, yeah, I like that, March 10th, Tuesday, you only have a few more days to subscribe and make sure you get your kit. If you have questions on that, let me know. This will be a great one. It has a free stamp set, so you'll get 2 stamp sets. And I have seen that there is a Mother's Day stamp set in there. I love these bright, bold, vivid colors. I have seen that there's hummingbirds in there, die cuts. So they're already pre-colored, all you just punch them out. I think there are also some hummingbird stamps to where you can color your own hummingbirds, I think. So, product of the month. Oh, before I go on to that. So those are our step-by-step instructions. We also have our quick and easy mix and match options, which I did show off a little bit last week. I will be using some of these products in some upcoming cards. Let me grab, I want to show off the Easter ones. My card class this month is based off of this, but they're called ephemera packs. And so you get die cuts. So ephemera packs are just nice die cuts. You just punch them out. They coordinate really well with these puffy stickers. And then here's another ephemera pack. These are sentiments. This is called the Greetings for All Mix and Match ephemera pack. This one is called Easter Time Mix and Match ephemera pack. And that one is Softest Spring Mix and Match puffy stickers. So all of these are made to go together, to color coordinate. And they also color coordinate with the Days Like This Memories and More card pack. Now, I don't have much of this left. I've used a lot of it. Again, like I said, we're doing this for Card Club this month, so I don't have much of that left. But it does come with some 4x6 and some 3x3 papers. They're kind of meant for our little pockets, but you can use them on cards, of course. So when I say our pockets, I mean our variety pack photo pocket pages. These are a great way to do like level 2 scrapbooking, because you just slide the stuff in. You can put photos in there, you can put the pretty papers in there, there's some journaling squares. So again, mix and match. You still can be a little creative, but you don't have to have a whole bunch of product. Let me put that back where it goes so I don't lose it. Okay. And then we have our level 3, which is pretty much everything else in the catalog. Creativity your own way, anything goes. You pick out your paper that you love, you pick out your stamp set that you love, and just kind of whatever floats your boat. Okay, if you ever have questions on that, please ask. That's what I'm here for. Product of the month. I just want to remind you guys, if you spend over $75, every month they come out with a new item that you can get for only $5. Now this is the only way that you can get this item. So December it was some pretty paper. January it was a great stamp set. I think this one is gone. Fabulous Sayings. For this month it is a very pretty, it's got a deer, a bunny, some sketched images. It looks like people have drawn them, and some sentiment. So it's a stamp and sentiment stamp set. It's very pretty. Now, if you don't like this month's, you can go back and get the last month's or the month before, as long as they're still available. So again, if you put in a $75 order or more, you can get the item of the month, the product of the month, for only $5. Did you know that Stampin' Up! Offers more than just crafting supplies? Oh yes, we do. We offer craft classes, virtual craft classes. We just had one a few weeks ago. I'm not sure that there's another one yet in the works. I'm sure there is, I just don't know what it is. You will, if you go online, you can see these. So you can still go back and buy the Lovely Blossoms, which is the last one that we did. It's just a few weeks ago. It's very pretty. But you have to buy the class, which is $25, and then if you want to make the same things exactly the way they do them, then you have to buy those Stampin' Up! Supplies. But you don't have to. You can shop your stash and use what you have on hand and just mix it up. Remember, the best place to shop is online. Of course, we do have this wonderful mini catalog. This goes till the end of April. And we have our annual catalog. It goes to the end of April as well. Now, Stampin' Up! Is making some changes. We're always changing things. We don't want you to get too bored. There was a lot of discussion last year that a lot of people were having problems finding things because there was so much. There was this catalog and this catalog, online exclusives. They're getting rid of the annual catalog. They're going to go to where we only have these mini catalogs, 3 every year. So they're going to change them out every 4 months. And this is what I get to look at this coming Thursday. So that's why I haven't sent in an order yet. That's why I'm waiting, because as soon as I can see these, I can order from them. So, but again, if you ever have questions, the best place is www.stampinup.com. Go under new products, because we always have our online exclusives, which again, we just came out with a whole bunch of them for the month of March. There were so many online exclusives. A lot of them aren't available at this moment. There's a Cutest Crew one that has some dogs and cats that I am in love with, that the last 2 times I've tried to order, it's not been available. But it's supposed to be next week or the week after. So hopefully when I turn in my next order, I can finally get it on there. I know it's a pain, but things just go really, really fast. The stamps we make in-house, of course. The dies, which a lot of our stamp sets have dies, are made in China. So it takes a little bit longer, especially this time of year, because they take the whole month off of January. Nobody works in China in January. I don't know if you know that, but it's called the Chinese New Year. Whole month is off. So they get way behind. So if you're wanting the dies, which the Cutest Crew, that's what I'm waiting on. It's the dies. The stamps set is in stock. But the dies, I've got to have the dies. Anyway, that's also where you can see our last chance products. So don't miss out on the clearance discounted items, the online exclusives, our kits, because online is the only place that you can see them. Okay guys, I think I've done enough chatting. I'm ready to get to crafting. Sneak peek for next week's Facebook Live. Don't want to forget to show you that. I have been playing with the Sunshine and Tulips stamp and die set. I love it. So it's got this great big die in there. You know I'm going to be making a shaker card with that. So stay tuned. But that is next week's Facebook Live. Next week is March 14th and 15th. I think I'll be doing the live on Saturday. I'm not really sure yet. That's still to be determined. Okay, so this card right here has a cute little flap. Now you don't have to make it like this. You can just, you know, put your standard little piece in here and do it like that. But I thought, what not a better time than now to do a St. Patrick's good luck card. And again, I know the stamp set is sold out. I'm sorry. But, you know, I don't feel too bad for you because this one is in stock and you can purchase it. And I love this one. I actually wish I had this one to make this card. But maybe I'll use that one for next year. Who knows? It's all timing and what's going to be in stock, what's going to be out of stock. Because again, I like to show you guys stuff that is in stock, not stuff that is out of stock. This is the specialty DSP paper. This was one of the paper collections in the Easter Joy collection. It is Pleasant Patterns, item number 166950. It only comes with 6 pieces of paper, so it doesn't come with a whole lot. But there is this little leopard print, this really pretty, this is Peach Pie. This is Pretty in Pink. It has some silver foiling. This one kind of has some copper foiling. And then we have this beautiful Shy Shamrock diagonal. These are not double-sided. So again, 2 pieces of each, 6 pieces total. So not a huge paper pack. I've been kind of using it sparingly. But this, again, Shy Shamrock is a very, very pretty color. And I have used it with Garden Green for today's card. Of course, I used the Pretty in Pink tulip paper to make an Easter card. I think I showed that. Give me just a second. Oh, I also used the little Shy Shamrock. Here's 2 Easter cards that I made using that mix and match ephemera pack stuff. And then I used the leopard on a cute little lamb card. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It should be right here. I paired it with pumpkin pie. Those two colors go very nice together. Okay. This card is very easy to make. So we're going to start out with the base. So just your normal half a piece of 8.5 by 11. So this has been cut at 5.5, scored at 4.25. Grab my bone folder and put our corners together. Get a nice crisp fold so that it will lay flat. This piece right here is actually a little bit bigger than normal. Normally we would go with a 4 by 5.25. This is actually 4.125 by 5.125. So that way it just gives you a 1/16 of an inch border on each side. Oh, excuse me, 4.125 by 5 3/8. Sorry, I gave that to you wrong. Now remember, on this specialty paper, it's just like that Easter paper. It kind of curls because of that foiling in it, so we want to put that adhesive all the way up the edge of that card, almost like it's coming off the side. Because then we can just kind of roll it back on itself. But if you don't do that, the cardstock does start to kind of turn up on the sides. I'm going to put this with an equal size border all the way around. Again, it's a very small border. It's just a 1/16 of an inch. I got some, there we go, some adhesive hanging off the edges. This is an adhesive eraser. Stampin' Up! Used to sell these. The last place I found this, I think, was at the Dollar Tree. But you need one. It's a staple in my craft room for sure. Okay. Then we're going to take a piece of 4.125 by 1.5. Again, this is Garden Green. We're going to come down here and we're just going to eyeball it. I've got some adhesive sticking out there. Just going to leave just a little bit of that pretty designer series paper peeking out underneath the bottom. That's probably like maybe a 1/4 of an inch, maybe. Okay. That's just going to give our jars somewhere to set on so that they're not just floating in midair. Okay, put that off to the side, and then I'm going to take some scratch paper, and I already have these on some blocks. So again, this stamp set, it's got little hearts that you can put in the jar, the little shamrocks, some cookies, some birthday candles. And this is set up to where you have a, let me grab it, a stamp set that says, sending a little, and there's a blank, your way. So you can do sending a little sweetness, a little luck, a little love, a little party, your way. Kind of mix and match it. So, I'm going to grab my shamrocks. And I used the Smoky Slate for my jar. I did it in black, and then I turned around and did it in Pool Party just to kind of see what looks I liked. And I was trying to go for a glass jar look, so the black looked a little too stark. The Pool Party looked a little too light for this dark of a color as far as the garden green and the Shy Shamrock goes. So I'm going to stamp 3 of these, and of course I'm just tapping in my ink pad. Like I said earlier, our ink pads are changing. These are foam ink pads. Before, we used to have linen ink pads. Now our Memento Tuxedo Black is a lint or felt ink pad. So you can take your stamp and like turn it on your stamp pad. It won't tear it up. You can't do that on the foam. So on the foam, just remember, tap, tap, tap. That's all you need to do. It's not a bug. You don't have to smash it, smush it down. We're going to take our lightest color, the Shy Shamrock, out of the greens. I say light. It's lighter than the I kept saying garden green. This is shaded spruce, not garden green. So I am using shaded spruce. Ay, ay, ay. Let me see if I can get my colors right. So this one, it looks like there's little hearts floating. It does work for the hearts. It also works for the shamrocks. So we're going to put this in our light color. It's going to be the light green in the back. And because our stamps are clear photopolymer stamps, it's very easy to line these up and then press down, hold it down for 5 seconds, just so that it gets a good bond. And I'm just trying to keep it in between this little, there's 2 lines there. The inside line on both of those is what I'm trying to keep this Shy Shamrock ink in between. So, and if you never, sometimes if you have a foam mat or even your silicone mat, because these do not have the foam underneath it, sometimes you do get a better stamped image if you use a piece of foam underneath it. Or in your paper pumpkin or your kits, there's a hard piece of cardboard in there that you can use. Okay, one more. Tap, tap, tap. Just make sure I get all of it clean. All of it on there. And again, just press it. Keep it there for 5 minutes or 5 seconds. 5 minutes. We'd be here forever. Okay. I'm going to close this up. Now, if you wanted to, this will dry and absorb into the paper, those paper fibers. But if you have some splotchiness, you could take your ink blend and do that. I'm not going to worry about it because we're going to be stamping over that. So get your shaded spruce, not garden green, shaded spruce. And this is the image that actually has the shamrocks. Tap, tap, tap. Okay, I'm going to try not to get my head in the camera, but let me see if I can stand up over this. Maybe that will be a little bit easier. Yeah. I'm trying to line up these images. What do you guys think of my little nails? My cute little St. Patty Day nails. Not too bad. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to line up these tops right here on these tops right here. And you can see through it for the most part. Pretty good. One last one. Okay. None of them are perfect, but that's okay. It is a handmade card. We're not looking for perfection. So, I am going to bring in my punch. I'm going to line this up. Just trying to get an equal size of white all the way around. The next question I have for you, are you a punch lover or a die lover? I really love punches. They are faster, they're quicker, easier to me. Dies are sometimes finicky, especially if you can't get your plates to hold still or there's just some wiggle room. I am going to take a piece of Shy Shamrock and just cut out my lid. Okay, enough of that punch. So let me grab my pieces here. I would love to know your answers in the comments below. Okay, gonna bring back in my scratch piece and we're going to be doing sending a little blank your way. Trying to find, there it is, right in front of my eyeballs, my smoky slate ink. Tap, tap, tap. Just make sure I get some good ink coverage. Put it there. And then I'm going to take my word luck, and again with the shaded spruce, the darker of the colors. And make sure I'm turned right side way up. Again, they're photopolymer, so you can see through them. Sending a little luck your way. Okay, I think that is pretty much all of the stamping. I did pull out a couple of old punches. These are the well punches that Stampin' Up! Used to carry. So I'm going to use these real quick. One is 1 1/4 and one is 1 3/8. I'm going to take the smaller, which is the 1 1/4, and slide my paper in there. And like I said, punches are quick, fast, and easy. I could have pulled out my dies, but I have my old punches. Why not? This again is the shaded spruce, and I'm going to use the 1 3/8 on it. And now we're basically ready to assemble our card. So pull back in our card here. wanted to give me just a second. As I've been stamping, I noticed I have this piece a little cockeyed. It's not sitting flush. So I'm going to peel this back up a little bit and go scoochy, scooch, scooch. I can see, yeah, that's better. I could see this little diagonal strip kind of off on the side. I get kind of persnickety, guys. So if I'm gonna make cards to sell, I better make them correct and right the first time, right? Okay. I am going to take my Wink of Stella. Hopefully you can tell that this little lid right here is very, very glittery. I just wanted it to have a little pop. So I am adding a lot of Wink of Stella. If you don't know, this is just basically an alcohol pen with glitter in it. So the alcohol dries, which is the wet, dark part that you're seeing, and it leaves the alcohol or the glitter on there. Trying to get those little edge pieces. There we go. Okay. And then I am also, while I've got my Wink of Stella out, I don't know if you can see it, but I went in and I put Wink of Stella on this one, and on this. Be careful if you're going to do that, because your ink will smear. This is not a blending ink. This is just a regular ink. So it's not like an alcohol ink that you can use with like your blender pens. So it'll move that color around, kind of like a watercolor effect. So you don't want it to get smeary. So just be careful. Don't spend a lot of time. Just add a little bit and you'll be fine. And this might not be anything that you can even see really on camera, but you can in person. And again, that's kind of what matters because people buy my cards. So, okay, I think that is it. I forgot to do this one on my sample. Okay. And when I say smear, let me show you. I think I have, no, I guess not. I guess I threw it away. I had one kind of set aside where it got a little smeary and inky. Okay, oh well. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our dimensionals, our Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. And I'm just going to pre-lay this out. Again, that's going to kind of be grounded by this green piece. And then we want our next one to kind of sit like this. It's going to go underneath it, but it's kind of like the jar is tipping over because then on the inside all the shamrocks are falling out. That was kind of where I was going with the card. So not that there are 3 jars of shamrocks, but it's like it's in motion, like you're dumping it over to let that good luck those shamrocks fall off. So once you get your placement and you're happy with it, I'm going to start with the top one. And I thought I'd use dimensionals, but I didn't. I just used regular adhesive. So I'm going to hold that there, and then I'm going to kind of place that there and push it down. And again, I just put that Wink of Stella on there, so I don't want to smear it, That's kind of what you're seeing pop through the back here. That blue color. It's that Wink Stella because it's not fully dry yet. The middle one I think is the hardest, but just take just a little longer to get it exactly where you want it. Okay, am I happy with that? I think I am. Yeah, I think I am. Okay. And if you've got fat fingers like I do, you can always take a pair of tweezers. Sometimes it is easier for me to get my hands out of the way and just so I can see the jar easier. I'm not happy with this middle one. And I don't know, you might think start with the bottom and then I am going to take some green tipped mono glue and just put some liquid glue underneath this one edge just to kind of keep it down because I've played with it and moved it so much. I don't want that popping up. Okay. Again, me being persnickety, so. I'm putting my little needle back in my green glue, sorry. I need to get that done before it clogs up. Okay, so I'm off camera here and I apologize. I'm going to take my little silicone mat. Again, another staple to have in your craft room. Oh, see, look at all the glitter on my... Oh well. Now I have a glittery silicone mat. You could have used liquid glue and not your tape runner. And I'm going to take this. I'm just going to lay this kind of like they took off the jar and just laid it up on its top. Trying not to get all that glitter off. And now I'm going to take my dimensionals. And I'm just going to put one dimensional underneath this white. Actually, I take that back. I'm going to take my tape runner or my adhesive, put it on the white part of the circle. And then again, using my tweezers just so that I can get a nice visual of the same amount of border all the way around. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you try to get it as perfect as possible. Now I'm going to take my dimensionals and I'm just going to put 2 dimensionals right here. And I'm going to pop that right there, sending a little luck your way. And again, the inside is completely up to you. If you want to just take a regular base and do it like this, this would be perfectly fine. And then you could put your little message down here. Or if you want to do a fancy version, you're going to take a 7 by 5 1/4 piece of white cardstock, and we're going to score this. So let me grab my trimmer / score. we're going to score this at your normal 4. And at 5.5. And again, this is just a little something extra. You don't have to do it. Oh, this is not, I was like, why is that so wide? I haven't cut my piece of paper. This is probably 8.5. Okay. Yeah, it's 8.5. So I've got to cut this at, it was 7 by 5 1/4. So let me cut this down to 7. Here I thought I had already cut it down, but I didn't. Now that's what we want. I want to say that this is, let's look, 1.5, 1.5. So you're going to have 1.5 and then 1.5 and then your 4-inch. I'm going to fold this over and burnish it with our bone folder so that it will lay flat. And if you're mailing this card, you probably don't want to do this part. You probably would rather just go with your traditional 4 by 5 1/4 piece inside. The reason why I say that is it does add some bulk there. So when you mail something, you don't really want that extra bulk. Okay. Got some, picked up some adhesive up here from somewhere. Okay. Now the way I stamped this was I pulled out my shaded spruce, and we're going to do 1st, 2nd, and 3rd generation stamping. Basically what that means, we're going to take our little clover and I'm going to bring this closer to me. There we go. Make sure I get a good coverage, and I'm going to start up here at the corner and I'm going to press down. And then without going back into my ink pad, I'm going to stamp again. That's 2nd generation. And then I'm going to flip it around. I'm turning it as I go. That's 3rd generation. Again, I'm going to come in here. 1st generation. Let's go up here this time for our 2nd. And then down here for our 3rd. So all I'm doing is I'm twisting it and turning it, and I'm stamping 3 different times without going back into my ink pad each time. Just so that I get that difference in color, different shades. It's the same shaded spruce, but it's different, different shade, different tones of it. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, that's all I've done. And I just kind of have fun with it. And it's okay if you don't get all of it. Maybe that was a broken shamrock. It is in a jar, so I'm sure pieces get broken off. Also, if you do stamp on the crease, just know when you go into your second and third, you're going to get some lines in it. I'm okay with that. It doesn't bother me. So I'm kind of coming down and I'm kind of going back up. It's just like some air is just blowing it across the paper. Okay. And then again, well, let's put it in our card base first. So I'm just going to turn this over. Put some adhesive on it. Kind of being careful as I turn that because I don't know if any of that green ink is wet. I don't want it to smear. Oh, and I haven't cut this down either. Let me cut a little bit off. I need this at 5 1/4. Up here I thought I prepared myself. Okay, there we go. So again, that was 7 by 5 1/4, and then it scored at 4 and 5 1/2. Now, oh, I just need to add some more. I just cut off my adhesive, so let me, whoops. Did you guys just see what I did? I don't want any adhesive on this, because then my fold flap is going to stick together. I will have to say this is what I love about tape runner instead of the green capped mono. This stuff, this is some good glue. Once you put it on there and you stick it down, you're probably more than likely going to ruin or tear your paper if you have to pull it back up. Whereas the tape runner, you can just beat up and pull it off. So note to self, there is different adhesives for different reasons. And again, I've gotten some. Okay. At this point, not a lot of Wink of Stella, but just a little bit. I'm going to go in here, because again, if you do too much, you're going to move that ink around. I don't know if you can tell, but the middle right here, these little marks that are in the middle of the shamrocks, they're white at first, and then when I go in there with my Wink of Stella, they are green. So be careful with your Ink of Stella, because you can definitely smear and ruin a card. But I just wanted these darker ones to have a little glitter glistening effect, because the jars that we did on the front have some glitter on them. Just one more. So you be the decision maker. Do you like the flap better, or would you rather just have that piece? It's completely up to you. I just thought this was a little bit of a fun addition. So that's our card for today. It's very quick, very easy. If you guys have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments below. I read them all, I answer them all. Hope you guys have a great St. Patrick's Day. I know that's not next week, it's the week after. But luck of the Irish. We always need some luck in our life. We are moving on to spring cards. So I just wanted to sneak the St. Patty's one in there real quick, just so that you would have time to make one and mail it if you needed to. But again, spring is here, my friends, and I am so ready. In fact, I'm ready for summer. I am a summer girl through and through for sure. If I have to wear, fun fact about myself, if I have to wear shoes and socks, it's going to be a bad day. I hate socks. I hate closed shoes. I am very much a sandals, flip-flop kind of girl. In fact, I love no shoes at all, but, you know, can't go everywhere with no shoes. But I am ready for spring. I am definitely ready for summer. So we're going to transition from the Valentine's series into the Easter series. Both of those are done. Spring. We're going to start our spring series, which means we're going to do a lot of flowers. I've been working away in my office. I don't want to show you all the sneak peeks. I did post some in a share your craft post yesterday. So down in the comments, there's a few down there. But I don't want you to see everything yet. I hope you guys had a fabulous hour with me. And tune back in next weekend. Again, that's still to be determined. I don't know if it'll be Saturday or Sunday. I kind of feel like it'll be Saturday, but we'll see. Time will tell. Anyway, I will announce it on one of my Facebook posts throughout the week. You guys take care and have a fabulous week. Bye-bye.